case in Chapter 6 about how simplicity has been incorporated into the mindset and culture of GE over the course of 2 decades. But many other organizations also provide illustrations and rich learning about what it takes to cut through complexity and get things done, and these are drawn from almost 30 years of consulting experience. While some of the cases go back a few years, the points that they illustrate are still relevant, since managerially generated complexity is a timeless issue. None of the cases, though, are meant to suggest that simplification by itself is a guarantee of business success. Many other business fundamentals need to be in place, in addition to simplicity, for a company to thrive or for managers to be successful, but these lie beyond the scope of the book. However, if complexity is allowed to go unchecked, it is likely that managers will have more difficulty leveraging these other success factors. In other words, while simplicity will not guarantee success, too much complexity will certainly increase the chances of failure. What does simplification really mean? What do I mean by simplification? Here's a real-world example. Suppose you want to drive to another town. It's not far, but you don't know the way. So you get directions. Which roads to take, when to turn, key landmarks. Simple. Everything is straightforward, and you reach your destination easily. But what if your request for directions evokes a lot more information? Road surface details, photos of every building along the way, a history of the area, and a few satellite maps at different scales. And what if even more information shows up while you're en route? And what if a thunderstorm blows through in the middle of your trip? And then what if construction blocks some of the roads and you have to change course, and then you have a flat tire along the way? Getting things done in organizations is like getting yourself from one town to another. Sometimes it's like that first trip, but more often than not, it's like the second. You have to sort through lots of potentially relevant information in advance, deal with real-time data, respond to changing conditions, make decisions on the fly, and generally work hard to get where you want to go. And that assumes that you actually know where you are going, and that your companions are content to let you make all the choices about how to get there, which, of course, is rarely the case. In other words, getting things done in organizations is usually far from simple. If you are running an organization, you can accept this complexity as a given, something you just have to live with. Or you can do something about it and make your workplace simpler, more productive, and more satisfying for customers and employees. That's what simplification means. Making it easier for your people to get things done and for your customers and other partners to work with you. If you want to take that path, then this book is for you. Journey to Simplicity. My first encounter with simplicity as a business issue was at GE in 1989. At the time, I was part of the consulting team that then CEO Jack Welch had assembled to transform the company from a slow-moving, bureaucratic, top-down, overly analytical organization to one that would be fast, flexible, and boundaryless. As we developed what became known as the GE workout process to accomplish this transformation, simplicity emerged as one of the key goals of the effort. In Welch's view, speed and simplicity were intertwined, and both were critical for GE's success. To move faster and be more responsive to customers and to markets, GE would have to reduce the number of steps required to get things done, and make it easier for everyone to understand how to take those steps. Consequently, a lot of the resulting projects focused on simplifying processes, both internally and externally. But simplicity at GE was more than just process streamlining. It was a mindset and a culture that eventually permeated the way managers organized and led the company. Perhaps because of GE's high-profile success, many other companies subsequently adopted simplicity as a core value or an aspiration to strive toward. Others picked it up as their business environments became more complex or global or competitive, or as they saw other firms doing so. But very few companies acted like they knew what simplicity really meant or how to make it drive business results. In fact, it seemed that many organizations just wanted to copy GE's tools for simplification, such as Workout and Six Sigma, but didn't understand that simplicity was more than just a set of projects. As I saw attempt after attempt to simplify